Friday. So Thursday I had like 5 flights in this, right? And it was hot, if you remember. It's hot, really hot here. And then the cold front came through. So Saturday, or I'm sorry, Friday. Then Friday it was cool. And I was dragging, right? Because I was hot. I didn't think it really bothered me so much, the heat, but it did. So the next morning it's like 10, and I'm like, oh man, I got 6 flights to do in this thing. I don't know if I can do it. I'm tired. And I pushed that button, and the engine started, and I was like, I'm ready. Let's go. I want this is gonna be fun. And it was cool, like a shot of adrenaline, you know. So.
Oh wow, neat.
All right, so let's go ahead and start our pre-takeoff checklist, okay? So go ahead and put your feet on those pedals down there and grab that stick.
Okay.
We're going to use the word cigar, C-I-G-A-R, and we're going to use it as an acronym. Every letter means something. So C means controls. So I want you to make sure the controls work. So do the same thing you just finished up doing. Move that stick left and right, front to back. And we're checking for freedom of movement of the control system. If that doesn't work, you want to figure that out right now. Does it feel okay? Looks like it's all working.
Stuff's moving.
Okay. We'll call that good. I is for instruments. Your altimeter, upper left.
Uh-huh.
Right now, the long needle is at the number 9. And the reason why it's there is because Lexington is 900 feet above sea level, more or less. It's pretty close. So we're going to start off at 900 feet. But we don't really care about how high above the ground, or I'm sorry, how high above sea level we are. We care about how high above the ground we are. So when that needle goes all the way around the dial back to the number 9, it's 1,000 feet above the ground. So it requires just a little bit of head math, okay? The little red, the little next in line is your miles per hour gauge. The long needle is pointing straight up at 0, so we're miles per hour. That little black ball. If anything, it's favoring the left side a little bit. But once we start moving, it'll work just fine. Those 3 instruments are going to be all you're going to be using today. Don't worry about the bottom row. I'm going to take care of that for you today.
Thank you.
Next letter is G. G means gasoline. Right above your head is the fuel gauge. Look up. See that little glass tube?
Yes.
That little red bobber. If I move the airplane around, you're going to maybe see it move. I don't know. I filled the tank all the way to the top. So we have each quarter tank is an hour of flight time.
Oh, wow.
So we have 3 hours on board.
Cool.
Inside the cockpit is a little red ball with the letter M on it. That's your mixture control that I'm moving around.
Uh-huh.
We're going to leave that all the way forward for our flight today. The reason why that's there is the higher you go, the less dense the air is, the less fuel you need. That's why airplanes like to fly high, because it's cheaper. We're not going to go very high, so we're going to leave that all the way forward at rich. And then right ahead of that, there's a little red arrow that says on-off that I'm moving.
Right.
That's your fuel valve, and it's on. C-I-G-A is accessories. We're going to talk about that next time on your flight. I'm going to set the little trim tab that's underneath the throttle on the left-hand side. You see me moving that around. Then R means run up. We're going to check our engine out by the runway. So at least for now, the airplane's ready to go. So what I would like you to do for me is just hold on to the stick.
Okay.
And have your feet on the floor.
Feet on the floor.
Not on the pedals for now.
Ready.
Looks like we're ready to taxi, but we have a boat parade here going. So we're going to listen to this radio frequency here.
Lexington information, Kilo 18540 Zulu weather, 1060 at 5, visibility 10, ceiling 1000 overcast.
That's all you hear. They called it Kilo, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull forward and contact the ground controller guy and tell him that we're ready to taxi, and then we listen to that frequency, and then we actually call it Kilo. So he knows that we actually listen to it, rather than fake it out. Alright, so let me call him.
Ground, Gamma Jet 847, we're clear of runway 4 on Alpha 4 for TAC Air.
Gamma Jet 847, looking ground taxi to the ramp via Alpha Charlie.
Alpha Charlie to the ramp, Gamma Jet 847.
So there's an airplane that just called in, he's coming in, so let's see that airplane right over there. It's over here off your left. It's blue and white.
Oh, I see.
So he's coming here, so there's only one way in and out, but I'll contact the ground guy here. Lexington ground, Stearman 1 at the museum with Kilo ready to taxi to Niner and Foxtrot 5.
Stearman 1, Lexington ground, hold short taxi, Charlie.
Hold short Charlie, Stearman 1. Alright, I'm going to go a little closer. I understand you're pretty jazzed about this.
This is awesome. Absolutely.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes, and I'm happy that your emergency yesterday wasn't severe, but sometimes things happen for a reason. I kind of believe that. And like yesterday, had we flown, it was clear skies and it was breezy, right? It would have been really fun.
Stearman 1, give way to the King Air runway station. Give way to the King Air and taxi Charlie Alpha, hold short runway 4 at Golf.
Hold short 4 and Golf and give way to the King Air for Stearman 1. It would have been bumpy.
Really?
Yeah. And so today, the visibility is not great because of the overcast.
King Air's got Stearman in sight.
But I would rather have that and it'd be smooth than being able to see Louisville yesterday and being knocked around the sky, maybe lose a feeling. So
Good.
we might go out a different way. Ground Stearman 1, what's the current winds?
Wind is 1105.
Thank you. And Stearman 1, we can take runway 4 at Alpha 5.
Stearman 1, register, continue on Alpha, hold short runway 4 at Alpha 5.
Hold short 4, Alpha 5, Stearman 1. We're going to go out on the main runway here. Now, you notice looking straight ahead, you can't see anything.
Right.
So at a normal airport, and when I say normal, this is not normal because it actually has a tower. I rarely fly at an airport. In fact, this is the only time in the whole year I fly at an airport this big. Normally we don't have a tower. So you actually, it's like every person for himself. So you actually have to do what we call S-turns. And what that means is if you look down there at the pedals, that's what I'm moving around, right?
Okay.
Down there. The stick doesn't do anything on the ground.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go a little to the left. And then you stop your turn rate, then you hang your head over the right-hand side. Nothing's there. There's a 7.3 right there. It's a great airplane. Back to the right. Yeah, I bet you he did love flying those. Back to the right, then you hang your head over the left-hand side.
Wow.
So it's a little zigzags. Now, again, here, they're paying somebody a lot of money to make sure we don't hit anybody. So,
Attention aircraft, latest information, Lima current wind 1204, altimeter 3013.
cool. So,
Stearman 1, contact tower 119.1 when you're ready for departure.
Stearman 1, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so this is where we're going right here. This is Alpha 5, this is A5, and we say Alpha because there can be no misunderstanding. So, you know, Alpha, if you say A, it sounds like whatever other letter. What does A sound like? K? K, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
So we're going to face this rascal into the wind, and then I'm going to check my engine. By the way, what's cool is Keeneland's going right now. We're going to be flying right over Keeneland.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so if you don't mind, go ahead and bring that stick all the way back to your lap. I'm going to bring the power forward. Engine's fine. All right, so this is what the deal is. So this is your first flight lesson. So on the tops of the pedals, that's where the brakes are. So I don't want you to accidentally get on the brakes. So for takeoff, just have your feet on the floor for takeoff. Once we get off the ground, at that point, I want you to put your feet on the pedals. But I do want you to hold on to that stick with me. So if you do this again, I'm actually going to have you do the takeoff by yourself next time. So I want you to feel what I'm doing, and I'll explain what's happening.
Okay, do I still have the stick back all the way?
Yeah, for now, yeah.
Okay. My feet are on the ground.
Perfect. And then what we're going to do is 2 turns together, one to the left and then one to the right. And then once we do those 2 turns, I'm going to give the airplane to you. So, 2 last words of advice. If you have kind of a loose grip on the stick, and I get how this is kind of a high-stress environment, at least it is initially. And so what people have a tendency to do is they have a death grip on the stick. I mean, they're holding it really, really tight. And then what will happen is your hand's going to cramp quickly, and then they go over to the left hand. I've actually had people fly it with 2 hands. Not what you want. You hold that stick like it's a banana.
Okay.
And if you look outside the airplane, the majority of the time you're going to do great. If you want to stare at instruments, we should be in that 7.3 because there's a lot more stuff to look at. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. airplane. We're going to get it perpendicular to our runway here so the tower knows we're ready to go.
Copy information, Lima's current wind 100 at 4, altimeter 3013.
I don't see anybody off my left. Let me give her a call. Lexington Tower, Stearman 1 ready to go, runway 4, Alpha 5.
Stearman 1, Lexington Tower, turn left on course, runway 4 at Alpha 5, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, left on course, Stearman 1. So again, yeah, you always read back what they said. Because if I heard something that she didn't say, and I pulled out in front of a jet, it's,
Oh, wow.
I don't know, I think they call it a paperwork nightmare. Because then, these little men come to see you, and they have short sleeve white shirts on, button down, and then with a thin black tie, pocket protectors called the FAA. All right, so here's the deal. We're going to relax the stick to about neutral, which is right about there.
Okay.
We look straight ahead and we focus on infinity, and once we do that peripherally out of the corners of your eyes, you can see that we're going straight down the runway. What we don't want to do is start looking left and looking right, because if you look left or right, that's the direction you're going to go. We're going to bring the power on in here. That's full bore right there. So the airplane's speeding up, going down the runway. We're doing minor pedal changes. Keep it going straight. The tail just came off the ground. It's ready to fly. We're going to gently bring the nose up, and we're in the air. Susan, go ahead and put your feet on the rudder pedals. I want you to lower the nose a little bit. Ease the stick forward slightly. There you go. Good. Hold it right there. All right, if you look at your airspeed indicator, we're going about 80. So relax your grip on the stick. Because I can tell right now, you got a tight grip on that thing. I can't even hardly move the stick. So lower the nose a little bit more. Just relax. Because again, if you let go of the stick, the airplane's going to fly straight ahead. All right, so the first thing we're going to do here together is a left-hand turn. This is how this thing works, just like Jill told you. Lower the nose, ease the stick forward, 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 forward. So ease the stick to your left. She's going to roll to your left. You get the angle of bank that you want, you bring the stick back to neutral. Remember what she said, when you make a left-hand turn, you don't have to use any left rudder at all. The torque of the engine will do the left work for you. If you look at that little black ball, you notice that ball's right in the middle. Ease this stick forward a little bit for me. There you go. Good. And then we'll roll the wings back to level, so look out there at the horizon. So ease the stick to your right. Good. So it's pretty simple. There's Keeneland there. Let's try a right-hand turn. So you ease the stick to your right. She's going to roll to your right. You get the angle of bank that you want. You bring the stick back to neutral. Now look at that little black ball. See how the ball's out to the right? Good. Push forward on the right pedal until the ball comes back in the middle. Once that ball's in the middle, you hold that rudder pedal pressure throughout the turn. You look right back outside. Don't stare at that black ball. Let's roll the wings back to level. Ease the stick to your left and lower the nose. Good. Let's make a left-hand turn. Good. Not too steep, so stick back to neutral. Good. We'll roll the wings back to level, lower the nose. Let's try another right-hand turn. Good, stick back to neutral and a little right rudder. And once that rudder's in, you look right back outside. So you can see it's very sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of movement. Let's make a little bit more of a left-hand turn. By the way, Susan, if you look at me in the mirror, I let go of the stick. You got it. All right, let's go ahead and roll the wings back to level here. All right, so here's the deal. We're here at about 1,800 feet. This is close enough. That says we're 900 feet above the ground right about here. If you look outside the airplane right now, you can see the cloud deck is right above us, you know. So it gets a little bit fuzzy at the base of the clouds. So we really don't want to go up any higher than this. So just gently lower the nose to what you think is level flight. And level flight's about right there. That's going to be your sight picture, okay? All right. If you look straight ahead of the windscreen, you see those wires that come out of the airplane on an angle. Those wires right now, they're at a 45-degree angle to the horizon. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a 180-degree turn to your left, and we're looking for about a 30-degree angle. So the horizon is level. Those wires are 45 degrees, so we're going to have to guess what 30 degrees is. Whenever you're ready, let's try that. 10, a little steeper. Let's call that 20, 30. Good. Stick to neutral. We start off heading towards Versailles. There's the airport there. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe we can see downtown Lexington, the buildings. But when we see downtown Lexington, I don't really see it. It's about over the nose here. Let's go ahead and roll the wings back to level. That's a great job. Let's try one of those to your right. Same thing. 30-degree angle of bank, turn to your right. And we'll do a 180. We'll go back towards Versailles. And remember, on this right-hand turn, I want you to use a little right rudder. There you go. Good. Stick to neutral. That's about 30 degrees. Good. Then we'll roll the wings back to level. Very nice. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and lower that nose to level flight. And if you don't know what level is, the thing to do is look out here. When our wings are parallel to the horizon out there, so right now you can see we're kind of still climbing. So easy to stick forward, forward some more, forward some more. Now our wings are parallel to the horizon, which means we're level. Okay, good. Okay, let's use that little wire up there as our reference once again. We're going to do a 360-degree turn to your left. There's Versailles off your left wing right there. Okay, we're going to do a 360 to your left, 45-degree angle of bank. So put that left wire parallel to the horizon and a little bit above the horizon, and that's a level turn to the sky. Let's try that. So parallel, a little bit more left. Perfect. Hold it right there. Around you go. The steepest an airliner is going to go is 30 degrees. You just did that. They never go this steep. Because if you did, people would not be happy in the back. That's a 180.
Wow.
270 degrees is here. And then as you come around, you're going to see Versailles off your left. And that's about a 360. Very good. Let's try the same thing to your right. This time, though, you got to use that right rudder, right? Okay, let's try that. 360 right, 45-degree angle of bank. By the way, off your right wing, Windstar Farms. Right there, where Justify was.
Ah.
I think we could land right in the middle of that track if we had to.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, these things were designed to land on grass. You can land out here, anywhere out here. Now, there's Lexington right over the nose. I can actually now see the buildings. That's a 180. 270. And that's a 360. Good, we'll roll the wings back to level. That's how you turn an airplane. Doesn't matter if it's a 737, although, to be honest, in a 737, you don't really have to use rudder. But like a P-51 Mustang, a Corsair, you know, any of the cool stuff, you'd always turn it the same way. All right, let's go a little bit more to your right. You having fun?
Yeah,
All right.
great.
Well, do you think that was fun? This next bit over you're going to love. And so what it is, it's a 180-degree turn with a little bit of pitch involved. So I'm going to kind of show you how to do this. We're going to do it together, and then I'm going to have you do it on your own. And at this point, I can already tell you're starting to get a little bit more comfortable in the airplane. Because, Susan, at first, you had the death grip on the stick. I could not move it. I'm like, you are strong. So, anyways, so here I am. Just stay with me. So, we're going to start off in level flight, actually climbing a little bit. That's level flight right there. Here's the key. 10-degree angle of bank, all right? Shallow angle of bank. Would you agree that's 10 degrees? All right, that's 10 degrees. Guess what? It's not. That's not 10 degrees. 10-degree angle of bank right there, and then we're going to bring the nose up. So at this point, we're at a climbing left-hand turn. Freeze this stick right here. Don't move the stick at all. If you listen to the engine, you can hear the RPM decrease as it goes uphill. Right now, gravity is pulling the nose through the horizon on its own. Now listen to it. 80, 90, 95, there's 100, 105, 110. You can hear the whistle of the wind in the wires. We're going to roll the wings back to the right. We're going to bring the nose up to the horizon, and you're going the other direction. It's a 180-degree turn with a little bit of pitch. Go ahead and lower the nose. Airplane is yours. Did you like that? Who doesn't? Who doesn't like that? But listen, I know in your mind you're like, yeah, I don't really know what just happened. I'll talk you through it. It's really simple.
Okay.
So you started off in level flight. Good. We're going about 95 miles an hour, just about. Remember, 10 degrees to your left. Let's try 10 degrees. That's level. Good. Stick to neutral. Bring the nose on up. Hold that stick right there. Don't move it at all. You can hear the RPM decreasing as it goes uphill. Look over your left shoulder, because looking straight ahead, it looks like clouds.
Wow!
Now we're going downhill, start rolling it right, and bring the nose up, right and up. And there's about 2 G's right there.
Wow!
Is that cool? That's cool, right?
That's very cool.
Very cool. Okay. What we're going to do next is we're going to try one of those to the right. Now the only difference here is rudder over the top. Okay, good. There's your 10 degrees. That's perfect. Bring the nose on up. Hold that stick right there. Push on that right rudder. A little bit more, a little bit more. Here comes the nose through the horizon. She's speeding on up downhill. Start rolling it left and bring the nose up. Left and up. About 2 G's right there. Very good. Cool.
Wow.
Not a big deal.
Wow.
So your test right now, your first of many, we want to connect those 2 maneuvers. We're going to do one to the left, followed by one to the right. No stopping in between the 2. Okay, I'll talk you through it. Don't think about doing the whole thing, because you'll screw up the first one, all right? There's no one around us. Let's try one. So 10 degrees to your left, and bring the nose up. Up, up. Hold it right there. Beautiful. Up we go. Just slow down. There's 55 miles an hour. That's nice and steep. Start rolling it right, right and up. Right, 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 right. Up, 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 up. Shallow turn to your right. Up. Bring the nose up. Up. Hold it right there. Remember to use a little right rudder right about now. And then we're going to roll the wings back to level. Bring the nose up. And that's a lazy 8 all by yourself.
Wow.
Cool. So what do you think so far? Does it fly like you thought it was going to fly? Is it better? Is it worse? Is it easier? Is it harder?
I don't know.
It's pretty, you got to admit it's pretty easy, right?
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Still a little intimidating.
It is, but that wears off after a while. Let's go up a little higher. Now, Susan, in World War II, if I was your instructor pilot, I would expect you to solo this airplane in between 8 and 12 hours of instruction. 8 and 12 hours of instruction. Right now you've been flying, I don't know, 12 minutes or so, not too long. But at this point of our flight, what do you think? You think you could do that by yourself in 10 hours? You know what? We'll come back. Good. Well, because I was going to say, let's come back to that when you get a little bit more time. Have you ever met a pilot without an ego? You know, we all got egos, because if you don't think you're really good, you shouldn't really be flying, right? So, all right, we got one more thing to do. We're going to do a stall, just like Jill told you.
Yeah.
And at this point of our flight, you should kind of trust the plane and trust me, and it's going to be really, really docile. So, what I want you to do for me, just keep the wings level, okay? Midway, the city of Midway is there off your right. I'm going to bring the power back a little bit. Just keep this wings level. All right. So gently lower the nose. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. There you go. Now tell me when you can hear the whistle of the wind in the wires. Can you hear that whistle?
Yes.
All right, so right now you're going 90 miles an hour. Good, bring it back to level flight. Now hold it right there. Can you hear it slowing down?
Uh-huh.
Good, bring the nose up some more. She's talking to you right now. Bring the nose up some more, up some more, up some more. Don't move the stick at all. Now here's your stall. So the airplane's basically saying to you, listen, I can't go any slower than this. So if you won't lower my nose, I'll do it for you. So that was kind of a stall, maybe not so much. I'm going to bring the power back in. We got to do another one of those. That was really docile.
Yeah, I'm going to make it. I didn't.
But you notice when it stalled, the nose just gently dropped like this, and then it sped up a little bit, and the nose came right back up. That's what it does. So the idea behind it is, if you listen to it, you know when it's going fast because of the whistle of the wind in the wires. It's a high-pitched sound. You know when it's going slow because if you remember, it got pretty quiet. And then when it stalled, the nose just gently fell to the horizon. So, you know, her name is Cream Puff for a reason. You know, it's a really, really docile airplane. Really.
Wow.
Let's make a left-hand turn.
Delta Echo, directly approach clearance and flight 0980.
I cancel clearance and fly heading 0900 for 1 Delta Echo.
Good. We'll roll the wings back to level here. All right. So if you look at your top left-hand instrument, right now we're at about 1,600 feet. We can level off here. I'm going to bring the power back some. So now, I don't think you have that death grip anymore. You're looking outside the airplane more than you were before, so that means to me that you're pretty comfortable in it. So, we have like 10 minutes to play around here, all right? Because I've already taught you how to fly it. So you're capable of making this airplane do whatever you want it to do. What was your favorite maneuver we've done so far?
Probably the 360.
The 360 is good. Let's practice those. Now, most people will always tell me, I go better left than I go right. And the reason for that is, it's easier going left because you don't have to use the pedal. So let's do another 360 to your left. You don't have to use any pedal. Put that left wire on the horizon, about parallel with the horizon. To get your pilot's license, again, this is one of the maneuvers you have to do. They allow you to go up or down 100 feet. So right now you start off at about 1,750 feet. Doing great. Midway's right over the nose. That's going to be a 180. Frankfurt, you can't see it. It's over the nose. That's 270. I don't know what format that is. That's pretty cool. This is going to be a 360. Great. We'll roll the wings back to level. Check your altimeter. That was a level turn in the sky. Right? That passes on your check ride right there. Let's try one to your right. 360 right. Just use a little right rudder on this one. Now you notice how the wire fell below the horizon? Bring that nose up. Get that wire above the horizon. There you go. That's 270. And this is 360. We'll roll the wings back to level. Very nice. Now, look at your altimeter there. See that little bump we just hit?
Yeah.
That was like, you know, when you do a 360 in a boat, you know, you come back through your wash. That's what that was. Same type of thing. So on that one, we lost about 150 feet. So on this next one, so what that tells you is on the next one that you do, you need to get the nose up just a little bit higher. Let's try that. To your right. Another one to your right. You just keep doing these until you can make them level in the sky. Trial and error. So this one's a little steeper. You're about almost 60-degree angle of bank on this one. That's which is fine. That's okay. Good.
Ah!
Good. Very nice. Now we'll roll the wings back to level. Onto 360. Pretty cool?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me what you think about those G's. Do you like those G's? Some people like them, some people don't. Are they okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, cool. Let's try another one of those lazy 8s to your left. So a shallow turn to your left, and just bring the nose on up. Good, hold it right there. Awesome, this is perfect, nice and slow over the top. Let that nose come on through the horizon. Don't recover too soon. There you go, let it go downhill. Now we're gonna start rolling it to your right. Shallow turn to your right, and then you'll bring the nose up. 10 degrees right, up you go. And on this one, you want to use a little right rudder right about now. Good. We're going to roll the wings back to level. Very good. So Susan, you learned something pretty cool today.
Yeah.
And you know what it is?
What's that?
Flying is supposed to be fun. You know, we're supposed to have fun when we fly. That's why we fly airplanes like this. If you want to go somewhere, get on a 737. You know, if you want to have fun, get in something like this. It's pretty cool.
That is.
Yeah, very good. So the deal was 65 hours in your primary training course. So you fly the airplane for 65 hours, and once you graduated from this airplane, you would go into a airplane called a BT-13 basic trainer, and you fly that for 100 hours, night flight, instrument training, and formation work, and then from there you go into the Texan and then the P-51. So there was a 4-step process.
Wow.
All right, let's make a left-hand turn. Just so you know where you're at, so there's Bluegrass Field is right over there. Versailles is off your right wing there. And I think if I win the lotto, I think I might have to come by one of these horse farms down here.
Yeah.
This is pretty to fly around here. Sir, I see you're a woman of very few words. Are you just taking it all in?
Yes.
Good. Very nice. Good. Let's try one of those to your right. There you go. Good job with the rudder. You got that whole concept down. Very good. So, are you familiar with, I think you are you familiar with the WASPs in World War II? The Women's Air Service Pilots? Have you ever, Air Force Service Pilots? So the women flew all the airplanes in the inventory from where they were built, manufactured to where they were needed. So this airplane was built in Wichita, Kansas in 1942. More than likely a WASP came to Wichita, Kansas, picked it up, and flew it to wherever it was needed. So could you imagine getting on a train, going to Wichita, Kansas from Sweetwater, Texas, picking up a Stearman, flying it out to California, dropping it off out there, then getting a bus into Los Angeles and picking up a Mustang and flying it to New York.
Wow.
I mean, they flew everything. The training for the women was the same as the men. So all the stuff that the men did and the hours you had to do it in this. All right, go ahead.
No, that's good.
All right. I'm going to have you do one more stall for me. What do you think? Can you do that? Did you not like that?
No, I didn't like that.
Okay, cool. Well, then we won't do that. Let's make another left-hand turn. The airport's off your left or off your right over here.
I'm sorry, which way?
We'll make a left-hand turn. There you go. Very nice. Very good. So, do you have any idea where you're at right now? Are you doing okay? Susan, are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. I couldn't hear you there for a second. So, let's see what we can figure it out. So, Midway is right over here. You see the little water towers there?
Oh, okay.
All right, let's make a right-hand turn. You'll see right off your right wing is Lexington. That's 90 degrees. Good. good. We'll do a 180 out here, and right about here, we're going to roll the wings back to level. All right, so here's what's next. That was a really nice bank angle. We did those 30-degree angle of bank turns at first. For the next portion of our flight, I'm going to have you fly straight ahead, and then you're going to make a left-hand turn, and you're going to line up airplane with the runway, okay? So Bluegrass Field's ahead off to your left. Let me give the tower a call here. Lexington Tower, Stearman 1, we're about 4 miles northwest inbound Niner.
Stearman 1, roger, proceed inbound for runway 90, wind 090 at 503013.
Proceed inbound for Niner, Stearman 1. Stearman 1.
Stearman 1, just for planning purposes, you may expect a, actually just why not you're down just slightly from where you're at. Traffic on the 3.5 mile final runway 4 is a helicopter.
Say again for Stearman 1.
Stearman 1, why not your space just slightly for runway 9 or for traffic landing runway 4.
Did you say you want to switch us off to runway 4?
Stearman 1, negative, just make your base slightly wider than it, just disregard, proceed inbound for runway 9er.
All right, we're going to continue for Niner, Stearman 1. Okay, so there's a helicopter coming in for the other runway. So what I want you to do here, Susan, is go ahead and lower that nose for me.
Good afternoon, runway 4, cleared, low approach.
Do you see the runway over here? See the airport? So what we got is on the far side of the runway airport, that's the main runway. That's where the jets land. We are not going to land on that runway. We're going to land on runway 9, so we're going to go this direction here, and then we're going to make a left-hand turn.
Switch for the .com, 7
Stearman 1, square your base to final turn for runway 9 or traffic landing runway 4.
All right, we're going to square our base to final for Stearman 1. Just go this direction for now. You're doing great. There's Purcell's Road right underneath you. So what's next, Susan, is we're going to make a left-hand turn. There's your runway off your left wing. When you're ready, I want you to make a shallow left-hand turn and go ahead and line up here with the runway. The wind is right down the runway here today, so we won't have any crosswinds or anything like that. So back to the right a little bit. Don't turn too soon. There's an airplane off our right somewhere out there.
Stearman 1, runway 9 or cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 9 or Stearman 1. Okay, so now we've been cleared to land. Good. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to bring the power back a little bit. We're going to start to descend. All right, good, perfect. So if you lower the nose a little bit, you should maybe be able to see the runway over the nose of the airplane. Good, very good.
Tower, Shadow 13, approach.
Shadow 13, roger.
Now, can you hear that whistle of the wind in the wires?
Yeah.
Good. That whistle, that high-pitched sound should mean to you that we're going fast. Because remember, when we did that stall, when it got quiet, the airplane stalled. So if you hear the high-pitched sound, we got plenty of speed.
Shadow 13, contact departure with you.
Good. Now, if the engine,
Shadow 13, contact departure.
the engine quit us for whatever reason right now, we would actually land on the runway. So we're real quick and safe now. Good. Now we're just listening to it. Very nice.
Tower, bearing 61 Delta Echo on the localizer,
All right.
04.
I'll tell you what, Susan, I'm going to take it from
61
here.
Delta Lexington,
Now, listen
Tower,
to
good
this.
afternoon, runway
Listen
4,
to it.
cleared land.
Listen to us
Clear
get
to land,
quiet.
Delta
We're just
Echo.
getting quiet, just like the stall that we did, and there's the ground.
Wow.
Now, you can see we're going fast, right?
Yeah.
So what we don't want to do, ever, is get on the brakes.
Stearman 1, turn right next taxiway, taxi via Gulf, full short runway 22.
Full short 22 at Gulf for Stearman 1. And that's it. have fun?
I did. I got a little seasick there for a minute.
I could tell. I could tell. So, but the thing with that is you've never done that before, and it was kind of had you do a lot, you know, and so if you do that like 2 or 3 times, that feeling that your body gets used to that,
Really?
and you push through that, and so because sometimes people say, oh, I didn't feel good, maybe I can't be a pilot. I'm like, no, you just have to do it 2 or 3 times and get your body used to it, and get through it, and it's not a big deal. Because when you go up in a Cessna, if you were to take a legit flight lesson, you would do shallow turns. You're not going to do lazy eights.
Oh,
You're not
really?
going to do steep turns. You're not going to do a stall on your first lesson. It's because it's a lot. But you're feeling okay now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I appreciate you telling me that you didn't want to do that stall.
I might have lost it if I did.
Yeah, I hear ya. So the young lady in the tower told us to hold short of this runway. So we can't cross this runway until we get the permission to do so. Well, I'm happy it worked out. We got you up on a nice day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you so much. This is
Sure,
wonderful.
absolutely.
Wonderful.
So this is what we call Gulf right here. We're on taxiway Gulf. There's G over there. And I know there's a jet taxiing down there. I don't know if there's somebody's taking off or not.
Oh, there it is.
That's a big old Airbus. So now you can kind of see why people who fly planes like this, they always are, you know, have their head in the sky, because it's just a freedom that we don't really
awesome.
have on the ground. And
I bet the second time's a lot better than the first time.
yeah, it is, because that apprehension that you felt at first,
Yes.
you don't have that at all. So right off the
Really?
bat, you're like, I'm good, because you know what to expect. Yeah. And then, like, for example, the next time you would go up, I would actually have you do the taxi out,
Oh, really?
Fair 1 Delta Echo, continue roll down to Golf, turn right at Golf contact ground point 9.
and then because you do the takeoff.
Wow.
From 22 at Golf.
Cross 22 at Golf for Stearman 1.
Fair 1 Delta Echo, there will be Stearman cross from left to right at taxiway Golf. You'll be following him.
I got him this side, 1 Delta Echo.
Yeah, because when you're training, it's always
Stearman 1, continue the ramp V out in Charlie.
Alpha Charlie to the ramp, Stearman 1. It's always a gentle progression,
Bear
you
1
know. So
Delta,
we
you
started
don't
off,
continue to the ramp.
and I threw a lot at you today. I mean, seriously, we have a half an hour to do all that stuff, so it's a constant. But the next time you go, you got to learn how to do the takeoff, because you've got 10 hours to fly this thing by yourself, so it's a constant. You're learning a whole bunch.
Wow.
You do the takeoff, and you know those 45-degree angle of bank turns that we did?
Uh-huh.
You go to 60.
Oh, wow.
That stall that you did, we did 1 stall, we do 3 stalls. So it's a constant, you know, and if people are kind of little like, you know, I really don't like the stalls, and I'm like, well, I get it, because I hated stalls when I was young. I totally get that. But you need to do them until you like them.
Oh, really?
You need to do them until you're not afraid of them. It's like going right. I don't
Oh,
go
man.
right as good as I go left. Well, we're going to do a lot of right ones until you go right better than left. So it's just a matter of practicing. You practice, and you know, it's a mental journey, you know, and it's fun.
It's
The
wonderful,
terminal
but
will be a right
going right was quite a bit harder.
And it's only because of the pedal.
Envoy 3777 Lexington Tower, fly runway heading runway 434 takeoff.
All right, so they're moving this big old jet out here, so they're going to stop for us, I believe. Well, great job. Super job.
That was fun.
All right, so that thing right there is 20 million, I think.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, that's a Gulfstream.
Wow.
I believe that's a G5. Maybe it's 30 million. All right, so here's where we're gonna do a 180 here. So what we'll do is we're gonna bring the mixture control all the way back to lean. will add a little bit of power, and that completes your mission.
Very cool.
Great job.